What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the shop. My name's Corey. Today we're going to be welding out this water inlet assembly for our jet john here. So let me get this thing set up and I'll show you what we got going on. Okay, so doing R&D, I realized my plate was not going to work once I put the water inlet in. So you can see that hangs out in the plane that I was trying to work across. I cut this out, but what that did was give me some pretty sweet holes there, which I actually like this better because this will allow me to weld on this backside here. Of course, I'll take the grate out, but I didn't want to have to really jam up into this corner if I didn't have to. So I'm still going to, but this will make me feel a little bit better because I'll actually weld the full outside corner right here. Make sure I just don't interfere with the surface or face right here. So the whole jet pump assembly has 4 large bolts that just go all the way through every piece and they thread into here. I try not to damage those, get this thing welded out. I did go ahead and I cleaned up every part where all the paint anywhere I thought I was gonna have an issue. I'm just gonna wipe everything down with acetone and we should be good to weld. So let's get this thing welded up. Well. If it'll focus, then it won't. Not too bad for a guy that doesn't ever weld or TIG aluminum. I'll take it, but I tell you what, this is cast aluminum and it is just trash. You can see some of these spots around the welds there that they just don't really look like the rest of it. I can't get a good angle on it. I don't know. Cast sucks, so I was going back and fixing some of the porosity coming from the actual material here. It's just pot metal. It's garbage, but you can get it to come out pretty well. You know, I believe that this is welded soundly and it is sealed. So I welded both sides. And I make sure to recess my plate back a little bit because the jet pump assembly does still have to mount up right here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put everything together and then we'll take a look at this to see what else. We're going to build the sides and everything. We're going to finish this unit and get this ready to go into the boat. All right, well, it's been a couple hours. I've been trying to design this top plate. I got this back into here. I had some warpage on this part. It kind of constricted my tight fit, but I was able to modify that guy enough to be able to get this thing to slide in and then use the bolts to kind of pull it in the rest of the way, which I don't like to do because it's aluminum. So it'd be very easy to pull those threads out, which is why it's so important to get these bolts up here. I was working with a lot of different things. The curvature, like nothing is flat. The hull has all the roundness inside of it when it's built with the fiberglass. So we kind of have to work around everything going on here. What I did was made some spacers. Pretty crude. I didn't have 3/8 plates. I made my own. But that's fine, they just need to not go anywhere. So far, here is the idea. Yep, got my holes perfect. So now I'll bolt this together. And I've got to make a side plate, and I need to make a cap. I've also got some weird stuff going on with this here. This is set back further than I wanted it to be, and it needs to be watertight with the boat still. So I'll probably bring some little housing forward so that can get welded to the transom. Got a couple more pieces to cut out for this, so let's get those done, and we'll be right back. Alrighty then, I got this thing tacked up and ready to weld. Trying to make the decision of welding it here or installing everything and welding everything all in one piece. I do know I'll have better opportunities and easier welds if I do it like this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blast this thing out and we'll see how I do. Maybe I won't suck it up, maybe I won't. Who knows? All right, so it's the next day. We've got this thing all welded out, looking good. It's cooled down, so now I can work with it again. Oh yeah. She looking good. So I already went ahead and pulled the actual pump assembly back out of this so I can manhandle it a little bit easier. And when we go to install it, we probably don't want it to have all that weight from that assembly, because the housing by itself is all pretty light. Aluminum's pretty light stuff, even though we got 1/4 inch girl back here. The impeller itself and then the directional component, it's pretty heavy. So what we need to do now is make a stencil cutout that's going to match our angle of the dangle of our transom to our piece here. I'm gonna have to cut out that whatever that hole is that my piece here is going to make as it goes through that transom. Then that'll all get welded out, and we should be in pretty good shape for a good solid seal around the back of the transom to my jet pump assembly. And then we're cut out for the rest of that. That's all good and gravy. Hopefully we'll get that stencil made up, and then we'll come over here, transfer that to our transom here, see what we're dealing with. I think I am gonna have to go ahead and cut the rest of that out to give me more space back here to get all of this done. Once we get that handled and we get this piece ready to go, we'll get all of this cleaned up, ready to weld, and then we'll get welded in. Now I am gonna have to practice a little bit. I've got some extra pieces here from, you know, cutting out. I'm gonna drill some holes in it and see what it's gonna take to fill those holes in, and practice a couple times on there before I come over here and start putting filler rod in, because I've got to fix all these rivets. And eventually I'll be taking both those sections out up there, and they all have rivets that will have to get replaced or repaired as well. Let's get some cardboard cut out and some angles found and all sorts of good stuff, and get this thing knocked out. All right, as I suspected, I'm gonna have to cut this out. So, yay! This is bullshit. But there's our stencil for the cutout. We'll get that centered and squared and all that good stuff, and we'll get it cut out. But now I gotta get the rest of this secondary portion of the transom out so I can actually get in there. So, yay, let's do that. Clean welds or happy welds. So I've done the prep on all the rivet holes. I've done the prep on the water inlet hole. We should be good to weld now. I'm gonna do some practice for these rivets. Probably also a little bit of practice for this material. And we'll get to installing this thing. Okay. This thing is looking killer in position. I've got it tack welded in right now. I ran into my first real issue here, and that's trying to weld to really thin aluminum. I'm not an aluminum TIG welder. Fortunately for what I've been doing so far is looking really good, but it's on 1/4 inch material, or 3/16 or an 1/8 inch, which cool. I'm sure all you TIG guys are like, yeah, the thicker material you have, the easier it's gonna be, obviously. So yeah, trying to tack weld the transom material to the 1/4 inch just ain't really working very well. I melted through immediately on both the first 2 tacks I tried to make up on the top there, and I just melted that stuff away. Could not get it to tack weld, and I don't want to risk really screwing this thing up and jacking up the piece that does look great. I figured, well, I kind of want to get rid of this 2-part transom anyway. And when I got the wood off of the back of this, you can see that's aluminum corrosion. The pitting, it was white, and you could really see it when it was still dirty. This stuff has started corroding, and so much to a point, there's a hole right there, my fingertip, where it's gone through. So not only is it thin because they decided to use thinner material to sandwich the wood and do rivets, it's corroded through. So where I was thinking, okay, obviously I do see the signs, like normally working with steel, you can see what rust does, how it corrodes the materials like that. With aluminum, it's a little different. It's white in comparison to the silver material that the aluminum naturally is, where rust, iron oxide, is red or an orange color. But it does kind of the same thing. It pits and it eats away, so it's already eaten all the way through that back piece of material. Well, let me go pick up some material today, see if we can't make a transom. I went and picked up this piece, got it cut to size 46 by 16. So looking back here, my corner to corner point here is only 44, so that checks out. And then I just needed 15.5 here. So I got a little bit of room to wiggle and fit this guy in here. So what I'll end up doing now is I'll go ahead, drill out my rivets. I can save the handles, I can re-weld those back on, and then I'm gonna also get my vent plate off of here so I can reattach that to the new transom. And what I'll do is I'll cut out and leave about a 1/2 inch reveal all the way around. The idea is I'll weld back to the existing weld of the old transom because there's going to be more material there, and give me a better opportunity of a successful weld without burn through, because again, I'm a rookie TIG welder with aluminum. So I got smaller tungstens and smaller filler rod to try to do some practice, which I'm cleaning up my area right now behind me so I can do some practice, but you guys ain't gonna want to see that, so I'll leave you out of it. I've got all the material so far that I've cut out of here, cut out of the old transom, cut out of the floor, so I can practice with it first, get it worked out and get it figured out before I go in here to try to weld any more of this, because I've got to lift the floor up to get it to match level to my jet pump water inlet. Once I get that burned in, I'm feel confident there because I've got a lot of material to help ease the pain of a potential burn through. So as long as I keep my arc directed in the right way, I should be able to not melt through or not destroy and distort everything I got going on. Not only that, but I'm hoping I don't get like flex to the floor or anything as I move through this, because aluminum does like to move. It'll probably end up being a lot of series of small welds so I can let everything cool down and try to minimize distortion. But then I still got to go back and weld in all these rivet holes. I'm going to be practicing that. I'm hoping the smaller tungsten, I've been using 1/8 to do all the 1/4 inch plate. I'll move down to 3/32 so I could try this. And now I'm going to move down to 1/16 to be able to try this out. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we'll get this done right and we'll be back moving and grooving on progress here, because if I can't get this transom figured out, well, this project is a bust. So wish me luck. I'll be back with you guys after I done figure this out a little bit more. See y'all. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about when I say corrosion of aluminum. So water's just been sitting in between the wood and the aluminum, sandwiched between the two pieces, and it's just done a lot of damage to the transom anyway, so it's probably for the better that I'm cutting this out and replacing it and putting some stronger stuff back here anyway. Well, let's get that thing cut out.